Armistice. Armistice, the day I was born, on the 8th of May 1945. I was born at the old Bayview Hospital, which was up the top of Doon Street, somewhere near the Grand Hotel there. And Mum tells me there was a lot of cheering and shouting and banging of drums and carrying on. Not because I was there, it was because Germany had surrendered in the war. Little Trixie, she was my little pony, or our family pony. That's the one I learned to ride on, I would say, back at Broore, and that was. She was a nice little pony. Used to throw a bridle and a little saddle on it to start with. But after that, as I got a bit older, just threw a bridle and a sugar bag on her back, and careered around the paddock to get cows that Dad didn't find to milk, or get the potties in, or even run the other horses in. But she was a little pony, easy to catch, jump on the back and away you'd go. She's a good little pony. Used to fall over a bit and I'd go straight over her head and end up in the dirt, but anyhow I survived, and so did she. So that was that with her. Well, steam engines. I worked on the old steam engines at the railway workshops in Rockhampton, where I did my apprenticeship as an apprentice fitter. I would drag the old steam engines into the workshops. The workshops are 100 metres long, I suppose, 50 metres wide. They'd bring them in and we'd totally strip the boilers and everything down. Mainly had to undo things with a hammer and coal chisel, which I remember I had skin off my knuckles for about 3 months from missing the coal chisel. But it was a good job, many different things. I've often wondered about the blokes who did all the lagging, because they just threw asbestos covering around all the boilers back then and no one knew the difference. But anyhow, that's what I did for 5 years as an apprentice. After I'd finished my apprenticeship, I did many other jobs, but then worked for a company that actually made fuel bowsers. Myself and 2 other blokes got a van and trailer and went down through northern New South Wales to clean out all the old standard tanks. It used to be standard and super petrol, that's all there was. And when they changed to unleaded, we had to clean out all the rubbish from the standard tanks. We'd pull the manhole off. If there was any fuel left, we'd try and pump that out, and then put on your breathing apparatus and everything and get inside the tank with a shovel and get all the old rusted, contaminated lead out and put it into a drum, mark it contaminated, and they would get rid of that sometime later. I don't know, that was nothing to do with me what they did with it. We just got it out and made sure the tanks were clean. I go fishing a fair bit, have been fishing around Gladstone for many years. You know, good me telling you where to go. I could tell you lots of places to go, but no guarantees. I've sort of used to go in Graham's Creek a lot. Caught a lot of fish up there. Go to Boat Creek, Flying Fox, or Campania, or out around Rat Island, down Boyne River, up past the Lilies. You name it, I've tried them all. Sometimes you get a feed, sometimes you get nothing. But I always tell people, if you want to catch a fish, the first thing you got to do is go. The old rodeos. I've always gone to rodeos all my life. Probably when I was probably 6 or 7, I used to have the old Mirrenvale rodeo, which Dad would take me along and watch. Used to like watching them. Never got into them myself. But we've been to Mount Isa a couple of times. Been to Cloncurry. Warwick was another good rodeo. They're more into camp drafting at Warwick than the actual rough riding. Go to Mirrenvale every year. Calliope, sometimes go to the Great Western. So it's a little thing we go to 2 or 3 or 4 times a year. Travelling around in our caravan on the road, really enjoy it. There's thousands of places we've gone, up the coast to Cairns and across to Normanton and up to Mount Isa, Darwin, we're down south through New South Wales, across the Great Ocean Road, and then right up the middle, on to Ayers Rock. New people out that way, they let us stay on their property, or other than that, I would say I worked out west from here to Longreach for 30 odd years. Hopped in my car, drove out, did whatever I had to do, and drove home. I never looked at anything. So since, my advice is if you go there, look at everything as you go. There's a million things to see, all the little towns, just surprising what you can see. Yeah, I got a shed in the backyard. Up there, Claire often gives me some little thing to pull the bits or drill holes in, and I sharpen my chainsaw and my fishing knives, and I got 100 old records up there. I play them every now and then. Not a lot, but yeah. And I just like mucking around the shed more so than in a house. So that's what I do. I worked all my life. I'd worked just short, about 2 months short of 50 years from when I started to when I finished. I never ever collected a cent of dole or anything. I worked my entire life. The last 5 years I worked for Central State Fuel, who were very good to me. Other people pulled out the steel tanks, and I organised to get all fiberglass and double containment pipe and sumps and all the rules and regulations that change these days. So that was my last 5 years of work, which was very good. So that's about it.